All right, so I'm going to talk about how you use your Drive, how you share documents, how you create documents, basic ideas as to that. And also I'm going to talk about how you insert equations. So let's get into it. Here's my Google Drive. This is where everything is stored. You can create documents on here. You can make Excel looking things. That's Google Sheets. You can make forums, surveys. Everything is stored here. All you have to do to take a file on your computer is you take it, click on it, move it over, release your finger from it, and click anywhere on this screen right here, anywhere along here, anywhere of these folders here, down here, and release, and that is all you have to do, and it is on your drive. You take it, click it, drag it, drop it off onto this drive, and you're done. And that is how you put a file on here. If you are wanting to create a file directly on this drive, all you do is you click New, and then you can go to Google Docs if you're making a Word document, you're typing, Google Sheets if you're dealing with rows and columns and dealing with table-like stuff, Google Slides if you're making a presentation, that's like PowerPoint. Here's more if you go over here, Google Forms, surveys, you can make it all. And that will be directly on your Google Drive. So I made a document over here. So let's click over here, math solving worksheet. And I'm showing you this as from a teacher standpoint as to what is going on, how do I share stuff, so you get the bigger picture as to what is going on. So as a teacher, let's say this is a homework assignment. I want to share it with my students. All I am going to do is I'm going to click here and I'm going to click share. I want to share it with my students. I click share, and then notice that anyone on the internet with this link can edit it right now. So that means if someone goes on, this URL right here, if I copy and paste that anywhere, if I have a link, if I copy and paste that URL, anyone can edit it. They can write on it right now. Now that is a problem because let's say in a classroom, I don't want people to edit my document because I'm sharing it with multiple people. If I have one student writing their equation on it, that shouldn't show up for the whole class. So what I do is I go here and I click change. And instead, anyone with a link can edit it. I'm going to change this to that they can only view the document. So I click here to view. You can share different people over here if you want, send an email there as well. But right now, anyone with the link can just view it. So you just want to kind of control these things as to what you want them to do. So now they can view it. They can't edit it though. They can't click on it. So this is what I mean. I'm going to click done. Here's another email account that I have. So here I am over here. I should not be able to write on this document anymore. So here I am over here. Actually, here's this document here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it over here. And from a student's perspective, over here, I cannot type on it anywhere. As much as I want and as many buttons as I click, I cannot type on it. So I'm like, I got to request access in order to type on this document, right? So I go over here and request edit access, right? Well, that is common that students do that, but you don't want to do that because I'm going to redirect you over here because I don't want you writing on this document that other students can see. I'm going to say what you should do is you go over here, you go to File, and you make a copy of your own. So that way you can type all you want, and so no other students in the class can see what you're doing. So I don't need this copy of stuff if I'm making my own document. So this is my math solving worksheet. I click OK, and then I go over here and give it a second, and voila, look at this. All right, so I can type all I want on this now. If I want to write my name up here, I'm going to have to click enter. This is kind of a weird, it's how that deals with counters. It's kind of a pain. I click enter and it drags me down to 2. I click back up to 1 and I have to hit backspace, so it kind of resets my counter. And then I go over here and I right click a line because I need a name. I need to write my name on it. So I click name and then I write my first and last name. And now I can write on my document. If I'm wanting to share my document with anyone else, I go here and I just type in their email here and I click done. I can also change the editing privileges so you can share it with whomever. If you're done with the worksheet, share it with your teacher so that way the teacher can write on it and instead of just adding comments, because I like to do that personally. So I go here and I click enter. Notice I'm on 2. I have to click enter again. It's just the way you want to click enter multiple times in backspaces to deal with how the counters work. So let's solve this problem here. All I am going to do is, instead of writing it, I'm going to write transition words to solve this problem. I'm going to write so, comma, 6x plus 9. I multiply both sides by 3, get 30, because the 3 is gone, because 3 over 3 is 1 on the left-hand side. I multiplied 3 on the right-hand side, so I get 6x plus 9 equals 30. Period. End of sentence. Space. So, comma, 6x equals, I subtract 9 on both sides, I get, the 9's gone on the left-hand side, I get 21. 30 minus 9 is 21. So, x equals, I divide both sides by 6. 21 divided by 6, period, end of sentence. So, x equals, can I simplify that fraction? 21 I can divide by 3. 6 I can divide by 3 and get an integer. So 21 divided by 3 is 7. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So x equals 7 over 2. In other words, so x equals 3.5. Period. And that is how I want you to write, actually. This is the quickest way of how you solve equations without dealing with inserting equations on your Google Docs. Inserting equations on Google Docs is kind of a pain. I'm not going to lie, it is kind of a pain. I'm going to show you how to do that, but we're going to take a step back and we're going to look at something that makes it a lot easier, okay? I'm going to show you what I do, and it's really effective, but you need to understand how to use your Google documents as far as inserting equations and doing stuff like that. So if you wanted to, there are different options. Here, let's kind of go over here. There are different options for inserting equations. You want to click Insert Equation, and notice you get a bunch of math symbols. If these are not highlighted, you have to go back and insert the equation, and then see it's not highlighted anymore. You click Insert Equation, and it highlights it. So now you're on math mode or whatever. You have a variety of Greek letters you can start typing away on. You have a bunch of different options as far as that goes. You have to click Insert Equation again. And then, you got multiplying, dividing. You have less than or equal to. You just click away. Square roots, different types of roots. You have options there. You just click away. I want to talk about exponents because that one's a little more difficult. All I do is I click this for an exponent. And notice it didn't show up at all. I don't know who thought of this. This was a good idea. But when you click on an exponent, what it does is it puts two little spaces there, but you can't really see them. So what I do is I type in x right after I click that. And if I'm going to write x squared, all I do is I click the right arrow here. I click it once, and notice it dragged me up. If I click it again, it drags me over. So I'm going to back left arrow. So now I'm in the exponent. I type in 2, right arrow again. So that is how you type in exponents. Again, you click on Insert Equation, go here, look for the exponent looking thing, click it, x, right arrow, squared. And that is how you deal with exponents. Subscripts, it's the same idea, you just right click. So if I'm wanting to write a fraction here, you can also do this. So I'm going to go Insert Equation, go here, math operators, I can break this up into a fraction. So I can write 6x, right arrow is your friend, I click it, now it's in the denominator, awesome, over 3, and then I right arrow again, I click plus, and then instead of, going back and rewriting the whole fraction again, I'm just going to copy and paste this one and call it good. Delete the sum of the numerator part. Notice if I go over here and it starts highlighting the whole thing's gone. That's not good. So I'm going to click over here, somewhere over here, use my right arrows to try and get over in the numerator. Oh, so you got 9. Okay. Because you just want to play around and click around and not highlight the whole thing if you're copying and pasting fractions. Notice I'm in the denominator again. I right click to go over, equals 10. All I did here was I took this thing and I broke it up, so it's 6x over 3 and 9 over 3 equals 10. I can do that. So 6 over 3 is 2. Got the x up there though, don't forget that x, plus 9 over 3 is 3 equals 10. In other words, 2x equals, subtract 3 on both sides, 7. So x equals 7 over 2, in other words, 3.5. And that is the basics as how you use, this. If you're wanting to share it you want to share it back with the teacher, you click here, you click share, and then I will get it from there. One other thing I wanted to talk about, because it is a pain to be able to find symbols on this thing. I'm going to show you something, I promise, in a little bit, but if you have a symbol and you can't find it on Word and you looked and looked and looked, just type it in. Just type it in on Google. Here, I couldn't find the element of symbol. Maybe it's there, maybe it's not, I don't know. I look for the element of symbol and, oh, here, look, it's over here. I just hit Control-C, I copy it, and I paste it, Control-V, and I have an element of symbol, just like that. And you can make it bigger, you can adjust it, make it the same font. That is the basic idea. A lot of times I'll quickly go off to another tab, copy and paste something, and then go over here. So that is the basic idea as to how you use your drive and, insert equations. So I hope this video was beneficial.